Hello everyone, this is Chenny8888 for PokerStrategy.com. Today what I'm doing is a session review of a user's video. The user is Sirilidion. I'm sure I said that wrong. And basically, yeah, he's playing 4 10 plus $1 sit-and-goes. The other one is just waiting to load up. Yeah. I haven't seen the whole of this video before, so there will be nothing. I mean, there could be some surprises for me, which is of course good because, yeah. Okay, cool. At the start of the sit and goes, we should of course play pretty tight, and yeah, just really only play premium hands for, for big pots when we hit, and for hopefully small pots when we miss, or we have a weak mate hand or something like that. And yep. So at the moment we're a bit card dead. I'm not sure how to fast forward on in Camtasia itself, so I'll just I'll just stay with the video as it is. Ace-4 offsuit at the bottom right. Yep, this is an open fold from the button to any action, especially a min-raise in front. And 4-2 offsuit at the top right is of course a fold as well. If something interesting happens, I will pause the recording and yeah, just see if I can comment further on it. At the moment though, seeing as we're just folding, that's all okay. In terms of reads, I can't off the top of my head see any multi-tablers on these tables, and in terms of taking reads on the other players, I really think that there is no real point for it. It does pass the time though, so you can do it. Okay, we had 8-7 suited at the bottom left. That's an easy fold from early position, even first in, or should I say especially first in. And once again, card dead. This is no real problem because it seems that at this limit the players are more than happy to play big pots with each other very early, which of course increases our equity because yeah. Because we get closer to the bubble without actually having to lift a muscle. And top right we have 10-6 off, so easy check. Bottom left we have 5-6 offsuit, easy check. And top right, because we have nothing, we should just be playing check fold for all three streets. As far as I know, the mentioned poker sit and goes, or the ones that he's playing at the moment, are something like 7-minute blinds with most of the standard blind levels, 1500 starting stack, and top 3 paid, and there are 10-man sit and goes. So, yep. in terms of playability, I'd say it's a bit softer than the Stars Sit and Goes, and yep. I mean, the Stars 10+1 regular Sit and Goes would be what I'm comparing it to. Okay, top right we have pocket queens, and in front of us we have a total of 1, 2, 3 limpers so far, and the blinds are 10-20. We're in the small blind here, so I'm inclined to make a slightly bigger raise than usual because, yeah, we'll be out of position for the rest of the hand. So there are 4 limpers in total, and I would raise to, yeah, I would raise to 4 plus another 4 big blinds, so a total of 8 big blinds or 160. So I don't think this is nearly enough, and what will happen is we'll just have too many callers. I'm not sure whether they'd call anyway, but hey, whatever. Here on the flop, yeah, betting pot size is best because there are it's a pretty draw heavy board, and there are a total of 5 players in the pot. So yeah, we really want to kick them out of the pot as soon as possible. And the ultra shorty shows ace 10 suited for an over, a gut shot, as well as the nut flush draw. So a bit lucky there to hold up, but hey, whatever. And nothing interesting is really happening. Yeah, it's not wrong to pay attention to the tables. For example, bottom left, we have 2 clearly very novice players, while playing a very interesting pot on the river. Di Stefano 50 bets 90 on the river on a King Jack Jack 6 board. Couple of draws missed into something like a $600 pot, and look to free mini raises with third pair ace kicker. I don't really see the purpose of his raise there if it's for value. Just wow, you can't really expect worse hands to call you, and if it's as a bluff, then why are you turning your hand into a bluff? That's just a bad idea. So yeah, that was very bad, and Di Stefano actually called with a worse hand, which is just sick bad. But then again, taking notes isn't really necessary because we can pretty much assume that all our opponents are sick bad. And yeah, once we know that, it's just sort of pointless to take notes on individual opponents. Alright, bottom right we get a playable hand. We have pocket 4s in the small blind, and if Heinrich here doesn't put in a big raise, we can play for set value. Heinrich shoves, and this gives us a very easy fold. Top right we have ace 3 suited. We're MP2 here, so there are 3 more to act behind us, excluding the blind, so a total of 5 more to act behind us, and someone in front limps. I would just fold this even to the open limp, simply because the chances that someone behind us raises us is just way too big. So yeah, I'd just fold there. I would have called it on the button if there were no raises. and ace-5 suited from MP1 is an easy fold. Don't know why he's limping here. Yeah, it's pretty heavily minus EV. And we flop middle pair plus backdoor flush draw, backdoor nut flush draw, in a four-way pot. I would not donk out here. I mean, continuation. I wouldn't bet here simply because, yeah, any 9 isn't going to fold, and yeah, worse 5s probably aren't going to call us. So, yep, donk folding I think is pretty bad there. After he raises, I would probably, as played, call with a mini raise and hope to hit my flush draw on the turn, but yeah, you just create a pretty horrible spot for yourself by donking it. I would prefer a check call. Okay, so here we have ace-9 suited, and once again we were under the gun under the gun limps. I would not over limp there. Yep. Same idea here with the ace-9 suited. Here it's slightly better because we actually have the nut flush draw. But I definitely wouldn't bet half pot. If I was going to bet, I'd bet something like close to the pot size bet. And yep, obviously we're giving up on the turn when the board double pairs. I don't like playing my flush draws, etc., very aggressively on paired boards. Yeah, simply because our reverse implied odds suck. And yeah. But it just goes to show how difficult these suited raggy aces, how difficult they are to play from early position or from out of position. Okay, top left we have pocket 7s under the gun. We can limp here or we can fold. Both are okay. I don't like open limping on any aggressive tables, and I especially don't like doing it at the 25-50 blind level. Bottom right we have aces, and after we bet, our opponent check raises us all in. We call, of course. Okay, just about limping at the 25-50 level, I don't like open limping there because if we're raised, I mean, we'll have the implied odds to call after we've called already, but we don't have the implied odds to call in the first place, if that makes any sense. And if there are no raises, we usually win quite a small pot. So, yep, open folding is best there with pocket 7s. And here we have no real hands to play with. King Jack offsuit to the under the gun raise. I would just muck this. And good, Sirilidion mucks. Yep, so suited aces, really, we should only be playing them from the small blind, because we have great odds there, or from the button after a couple of limps in front. And top left, we have Jack-9 offsuit. It was a free play pot, and it was checked around on the flop. Turn pairs the bottom card. I would just play check fold there. And top right, we have 2-4 offsuit free play. And we hit 2 pair on the flop. Yep, very easy pot size bet to start with. Yep, Jack-9 offsuit there. Donk betting, just I don't like it. Okay, top right with 2 pair. I would make a closer to 3/4 bet on the turn, and yeah, once again 2/3 on the river. I want to build a pot with my my monster really, and yeah, I want to try stack my opponent. So 2/3 pot and shove on the river is the best line. Here we have 13 big blinds with ace king suited. top left, and there are two limpers in front of us. It's an easy all-in because any raise would commit us on the flop. Bottom left we have queens, and there's a limp in front of us, so we just raise to 4 big blinds, which is 3 big blinds plus the 1 for the limper. And I have no idea what's going on here. I just assume we won the hand. Yeah, mansion poker lags occasionally, which is unfortunate. Alright, top left we have pocket threes. If I'd say there are two limpers in front of us, we can limp behind, but yeah, definitely with one limper, even though we are given the implied odds for the correct odds, the chances that someone behind us raises is just way too high. So yeah, we need quite a bit better odds to make a call there. And Machiavelli, donk bets 3 streets, donk min bets 3 streets with queen high on a 2-pair board. Yeah, that's almost worth taking notes on, I guess, but yeah, once again, it's not necessary. But yeah, for these sorts of players, playing in these sit-and-goes is more or less equivalent to burning $11 notes, or I don't know, throwing $1 down the well and burning the $10 note. Okay, ace-6 suited with 21 big blinds, and most of the players, the average stack at the top right is only about 16 or so big blinds. I would just muck this even on the button, and especially from early position. It's just not a hand that you can profitably play. Yep. Yeah, just in general, tighten right up with your suited aces from early and middle and early late positions. Yep. Right. Bottom right we have ace 10 offsuit. Yeah, fold is best here. A raise is way too expensive, and yep. Nothing really more to say. Okay, top right, someone donk bets into three other players with an ace on the river. The flush card completes, but it was checked down all the way to there. I would always call there. Yep. Simply because we're ahead. We're definitely ahead, more than the required 1 out of 8 times. Yep. Okay, bottom left we have 9-5 offsuit in the small blind. This is of course an easy fold. No real idea what he's doing here. As played on this flop, continuation betting isn't bad given the stack sizes, but yeah, I'd really opt for a check fold and hope to see a free card and hopefully complete my gut shot. But yeah, it's just really leaky play to isolate raise that from out of position. with these stack sizes. Yeah, of course we have to fold to his shove because we don't get the odds to call for our gut shot. Yeah, please don't do that. Here with ace-7 suited at the bottom left, after a couple of limps in, we can of course shove it and hope that everyone folds, which if I recall they do. Yeah, pretty bad play by them, of course, limping behind at this blind level, and a very good call by the pocket threes. Yep, definitely has the odds to call against our range with that, and we win our coin flip. Bottom left with ace-10 offsuit with two callers in front, I would not go for a steal raise here, I would just fold it. We definitely can't limp behind for fear of action behind us, and yep, fold is best there. King 3 suited top left is of course an easy fold. And 9-3 suited after hitting nothing on the flop is of course an easy fold. Yeah, I'm really not sure whether we should continuation bet or not with our 9-5 in that spot, but yeah, it's best to just not ever get yourself into that spot. Okay, bottom right we have 10-8 offsuit, and our villain has 9 big blinds. Yep, it's an any 2 shove at this limit, because they fold far more than they should. And top right we have queens, we just make our standard raise to 3 big blinds plus 2 for the limpers, of course. And an ace flops, but we're committed to the pot, so yep, we continuation bet all in. All very standard. Top left with ace-6 offsuit, it's okay to fold there, but I would opt for a shove most of the time, simply because Rizaka often does not have a hand that can call us, and we're obviously ahead against Meilan's range because that's any 2 cards. And hey, even if we're behind, we can always play our ace. And pocket threes top left is an easy shove. Okay, pocket queens at the top right we should raise to 250. And king jack offsuit at the bottom left is an easy fold, of course. And once again, mansion poker is glitching. At the top right with our pocket queens we should just continuation bet 400, because that's what we've been doing with our air as well, and hope for some action. And at the bottom right with our pocket fours, yep, there is no value in raising there, and we can't, yeah, especially out of position, etc., etc. Here what I would do on the turn is I would check once again. Yep, great, because even though we often have the best hand, if we bet, we get value from nothing, and only better hands really call us there. And here with fours, yep, we should just hope to check it down. But if someone bets, we of course can make an easy fold. Aces bottom left is an easy raise, of course. And on this board, I would continuation bet 2/3, if not pot size. Just to protect our hand. And it holds up. Right, so we have pocket 10s at the bottom left. I would make a raise here, simply because we're so far ahead of their ranges, and yeah, I'd make a raise to about to about 600 or so. No, sorry, 500 or so, and bet fold if an overcard comes. Not this overcard though, not the jack. And yep, that was very well played on the flop, as played. And yeah, of course we bet on the turn after it's checked through. And we have ace-8 suited at the bottom right. This is an easy fold from middle position once again. And at the top left we have 3s in the big blind to a couple of limps in front. Okay, after he raises we can of course muck our hand, but if he just limped I would shove it. Yeah, I'd definitely shove it in. Yeah, and this is why you don't limp with ace-8 suited with so many people to act behind you. Yeah. Same with ace-2 suited. Oh, ace-2 suited was okay there. We were on the button, and there were 2 limps in front of us, but I really don't like it with these stack sizes. I don't really like it even. I've been watching too many German videos. I think my English is getting worse. Yeah, I don't think we can profitably play ace-2 suited there. It's a bit close though. Right, continuing. 5-4 suited, I'd shove here. Once again, oh no, I wouldn't. Malin is too short. We don't. Malin at the top left is too short. We don't have the fold equity against him. And at the bottom right, yep. Okay, cool. Six three suited at the bottom right, I would shove because we have great amount of suck out value, and sometimes hearty 2-2x is, oh my god, horrible enough to fold there. I mean, maybe he got 2-3 offsuit, and he decided to fold for deception, but yeah, chances are he's just an idiot. And we make our standard raise at the bottom right with our pocket queens. And bottom left we should be re-raising all in with our jacks, which I think is what Sirilidion does. Very good. And here at the top right on the drawless board with top pair, pretty weak kicker, three-way, what I would do is I'd just check call on the flop and start value betting when a safe turn comes, simply because yeah, we don't really get value out of much worse otherwise. I guess it's not so bad on this limit because the players are calling with worse. Bottom right with ace queen suited. Yeah, we made our standard raise before. On the flop, I would bet slightly more because yeah, half pot size just looks way too weak. And if we're not betting for value with half pot size, then it becomes exploitable. Although I doubt we're getting exploited, but yeah, I just don't like it. Okay, ace-8 offsuit at the bottom right. After the small blind completes, we're five-handed here, so we're close to the bubble. I would just shove all in with my 13 big blinds. Raising a small is, I guess, okay too, because we are in position. But yeah, I prefer to ship it in pre. On the flop, of course, we have an easy continuation bet after he checks to us. King 5 offsuit, open fold, and Queen 6 offsuit is also an open fold, as is Jack 6 offsuit. Alright, top left we have 7-5 offsuit to an under the gun limp. We have about 6 big blinds there. If under the gun didn't limp there, I would be inclined to ship it in, but yep, as played, a fold is best, for sure. And 7-5 suited with 5.5 big blinds, I would ship it in first in on the button. Very good. A7 suited at the bottom right is an easy fold, of course. And at the top left, after shoving our previous hand, I would of course shove my monster the next hand as well. And unfortunately we get no action with our kings. King Queen offsuit on the hijack, I would fold. Very good. And top right, yep, Queen 10 suited. Yeah, all the tables. Alright, bottom left, we should make a steal raise here, simply because we are on the bubble and yeah, we're first to act, but the players behind us cannot really re-steal us very light, because for fear that we have a monster. And yeah, top left we had ace queen offsuit, and bottom right we have ace queen offsuit. Both are easy pushes, as is top left right now with 10 big blinds. And pocket tens here with just over 10 big blinds. I would always make a re-raise all in there against the MP3 raiser. and here I wouldn't value bet out of position. And we take it down. At the top right we have pocket sevens. We can make a blind steal here, or if you feel that they're playing too loose, you can always, of course, just open fold it. Bottom left against the big blind with 14 big blinds. Because it is the bubble and we have King Jack offsuit, which is a very good hand, I will just ship it all in there. But yeah, raising is okay too. Jack 7 offsuit, yeah, we can just fold this. As we can fold 10-9 offsuit as well, of course. And our 10-4 offsuit, after hitting nothing, we can just check fold. And here I'd make a value raise in the big blind with my King-Queen offsuit against the small blind open complete. And top left, yeah, I'd also fold my 10-2 offsuit there with my loose image and with just over 10 big blinds. Same as bottom right. King Jack offsuit in the small blind there, I don't like raising there. If you want to play King Jack offsuit there out of position, I would opt for a small pot. Yeah, and top left, of course, is an easy shove with Ace King offsuit. Okay, and at the top right we have Queen Jack offsuit in the money after Rizaka open limps on the button. I just ship it in there because we have a great deal of fold equity, and yeah, we have effectively about 10 big blinds. Yeah, again, I'd ship it in there with Ace 10 offsuit. I don't like playing out of position. And yeah, that's 10 big blinds. Ace 2 offsuit at the top left, I would make a blind steal. And 9-7 offsuit is not so bad. After he open completes, there is very, very little he can have. He has a wide range after his open complete, and he hits 35% of the time. So hey, our bet has a lot of fold equity. At the bottom left, in the small blind, we should have just open pushed. And top left, after raising it pre-flop, we can of course make a continuation bet after we hit our middle pair, top kicker. Bottom right, we have an easy fold. And top left, we can either shove it in or we can make a standard raise. I'd prefer to shove it in because the players seem too loose. Okay, ace king offsuit here. We can either shove it or make a standard raise at the bottom left. Shoving is definitely fine because we're getting called by worse. And unfortunately, our Jack 7, Jack 3 offsuit beats us. And on the bubble, 8-4 offsuit is an easy push from small blind at the bottom left. And we unluckily run into aces at the bottom right. No problem. And top left, we should just play check fold. Top right, we should just fold this. And top left, we can make a standard raise. I'd raise a bit more than that because we're out of position, but yeah, that's fine. And on this sort of board, I would continuation bet just a bit more, about 1200 or so, and of course call a push. Yep. Yeah, I do think he calls here. I hope he is calling here. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that's ace high or a flush draw, way more than it is a jack, because a jack almost always slow plays. And bottom left, we should of course push it all in pre. And of course we should continuation bet this board. Actually, it isn't wrong to check behind there with our middle pair because and once he checks on the 4 straight board, I would make a thin value bet there at the top left because he often doesn't have a 5. And this I would shove, of course. And bottom left, yep, we can fold that. The reasoning behind betting behind for value with 2 pair on a 4 straight board, or not a 4 flush board, never a 4 flush board, but with a 4 straight board is simply because most opponents, when they do have something strong, like a straight, will donk out on the river there. Yeah, and you know, they will still call you with ace X. And we should be open shoving 9-6 offsuit at the bottom left, of course, because our opponent has very few chips, and it's the bubble, so our fold equity is superb. And top left in the free play pot, I wouldn't donk bet there, nor would I second barrel it. Or yeah. And queen 2 offsuit top left is an easy shove, of course. We are unlucky. No, we're lucky. And at the top right, yep. we should fold there. Top left, easy shove, of course, after he completes. And yeah, he's slow played. He slow played his king 9 offsuit. Top right, I haven't been paying attention as to how much we've been shoving, but yeah, if we've been raising previously, we should just keep raising, or if we've been folding previously, we should just raise. But if we've been shoving all the time, then we should of course shove. Top left, because we donk bet before with just utter trash, I would donk bet again here and make a call of his shove, because yeah, it's often a draw, and we're obviously ahead against draws. Yeah, good donk bet there. But that's only because we have spewed away chips previously with donk bets. And top left, after his complete at the 200-400 level, yeah, it's okay to check with queen 3 offsuit there, but queen 4 offsuit and better, I would ship it in. And yep, we should just check it down, because we often have the best hand there, unless he shoves. Jack 3 offsuit, I would ship it in at the top left. I don't think he'll call us very light, because he's very bad, and very bad players don't do that. Ace 10 offsuit, of course, we should shove. As well as Ace 8 offsuit at the bottom left. Bottom left. As well as King 5 offsuit at the top left, and 9s at the top right. And we win top left. Hooray. Yeah, I would always shove pocket 9s at the top right. Even with 15 big blinds. 6-7 offsuit at the bottom left is yeah, we can fold that. And King Jack offsuit, I would fold there. Just in general, I think a couple of points to note is just that on the bubble, do not be afraid to push around short stacks, especially as the big stack, and especially as blinds get quite big. Ace 9 suited, of course, bottom left is an easy shove. And earlier on, I would definitely tighten up quite a bit. Bottom left, we have an easy shove against his button raising range with 6s, because we often have fold equity there, and even if he does call, we often have a flip. Yep, I would always resteal that. Ace 3 offsuit is not so good. Yeah, so we should play a bit tighter at the start in terms of early position, and especially early position and middle position. And I don't think I've missed any hands, so I don't think anything particularly strange has happened. And we should donk bet a lot less into multi-way pots. Yep. King 3 suited with 10 big blinds. I don't think I would shove that on the button, even with a tightish image. But Ace 9 offsuit, I would always open shove. 8s, I'd make a standard steel raise with that stack. And I think I'd go broke on this board. Yeah, a call is optimal there. And if Kermit shoves, I would let go of my hand. I think I would make another call on the turn there, because it's such a weak bet. I'd reevaluate on the river, but yeah, it's pretty sick spot on the flop when he donks into us. And I'd definitely call, yeah, I'd be ticking call any on this river, simply because he has a busted spade flush draw way too often for us to fold. Yeah, but sometimes it's a 10. And sometimes it's total, pure, unadulterated air. Yeah, you gotta love mentioned poker players. They are bad. Wow, okay, top right, we have 2-9 offsuit. Yeah, I don't, please don't bluff with your, it's a multi-way pot, and yeah, the chances that people are folding is just way too small. Not worth it. Yeah, so just less donk bets, less what they refer to in Harrington and Hold'em as dark tunnel bluffs, where yeah, you simply are not representing any hand whatsoever. You didn't raise pre-flop, and you're just making a stab at the pot for what appears to the outside observer as just for the sake of making a stab at the pot. I would not do those pretty much ever. Because especially in these loose sit and goes, they're very minus EV. I'd make more blind steals, like the one you just did, bottom left, on the button, on the bubble, etc., etc., and in the money here as the big stack. Yeah. Here I would just open shove king 3 offsuit, simply because we get ourselves into this spot too often. Half pot size bet as a continuation bet is best here, but we're going to have to muck check fold the turn way too often. Open folding king 3 offsuit there isn't bad either, because the players are very, very, very loose, and you just might not have enough fold equity to there to make it profitable, and we get sucked out at the top right, unfortunately. Oh, and with monsters, I would value bet more on the turn and river, simply because we want to get more value out of them than just half pot size or whatever it is. With king 9 offsuit on the button, I wouldn't. No, it's not too bad. I wouldn't check behind on that flop though, for sure. And once he checks to us, I'd definitely make a delayed continuation bet. On the river as played, even though he's most often got ace high, I would check behind. But yeah, betting the turn there after checking behind on the flop is a must, and a flop bet isn't bad either. Top right, I would make the call there. He was pushing 5-4 suit. He's pushing any two cards, and we have the required odds to call against his range with Jack 9 offsuit. And King 6 suited. Yeah, I'd shove there. Okay, making a min raise is very bad because he can just float us in position. And, yep, we don't hit often enough. On the river I'd check and hope to get a free showdown. We usually got the best hand there. But, yep, he's got a queen a lot of the time as well. Of course, he should value bet that, but hey, whatever, I'm not teaching them how to play. Yep, make less min raises at the later stages, and more push folds. Yeah, I'd make a lot more push folds actually. 7-3 offsuit, I would fold that. And 9-8 offsuit is of course an easy fold. Uh, 10-5 offsuit, I think I would chip it in, but folding there isn't bad either. Ace-8 suited is an easy push. And so is Queen 8 suited if we're first in. And yeah, I would ship it in with 9-4 offsuit there, I think. Once we're heads up. And of course, ship it in with jacks. And he's bad enough to raise fold there. That's sick. Yeah, I'd definitely ship it in with King 8 offsuit, even though our edge against him is just stupendous. Same with 7-9 offsuit. I'd fold 9-6 offsuit. And unluckily we shoved 9-10 suited, which was a correct shove of course, top right, and we don't win our flip. Yep, Jack 10 suited, easy push. As is Queens of course. And King 3 offsuit is okay as a push. Against his quite tight calling range, it's not great, but yeah, whatever. Okay, I'd check there with Queen 10 offsuit simply because yeah, he doesn't open limp, and the one time he does, I don't think it's weakness. I think it's often yeah, he's slow playing. Okay, well that was a pretty interesting session. Yeah, just in general, tighter earlier on and slightly looser later on. This was Chinny8888 from Poker Strategy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you, goodbye.